Hello and welcome to the gymnasium on the campus of Apponequet Regional High School. Today we have the visiting Old Rochester Bulldogs and your Apponequet Lakers. My name is Zachary McMahon. I'll be behind the cam and on the call tonight. The Lakers coming in at a 4-10 record. The Bulldogs are coming in and at a 12-2 record. Mendez back to serve, and here we go. They'll go out of bounds. Service error to start the game for Mendez. Who's that? So starting lineup for the Lakers, it's going to be Horton, Boudier, DeRoche, Tisdale, Fiano, and Molly McCarthy. The Bulldogs take their second point. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, it's going to be Hannah Thorell, Sadie Hartley Madison, Maya Morrison, Abby Griffith, Molly Franco, and Pepper Newell. Those are your starters. In the barrel, it's going to be Caitlin Rodriguez for the Bulldogs, and as always, for the Lakers, it will be Mendez. Fiano back to serve for the Lakers. Rodriguez receives. And it's going to be touched by an Apponequet player, so it will be a point for the Bulldogs. It's going to be 4-1. Lakers got their first point in the game off a service error. And it'll be another one, another 3-point for the Lakers. Here comes the Lakers doing what they have been doing with the substitutions in recent games. Richards and Sunnison coming in as a pair. Boudier and DeRoche come out. Rodriguez receives the serve from Richards. And it's like a frontline player for the Lakers touched it, so it'll be a point for the Bulldogs. Mendez did let it go. Rodriguez back to serve. Rodriguez back to serve. The Bulldogs just run away with the set. And it's going to go out. Another service error. Lakers able to capitalize on those errors so far. Meanwhile, it's like Horton's back to serve. I do not see Chikaya Long on the bench or on the court right now, so perhaps she is inactive tonight. Bulldogs will serve 7-3. McCarthy sends it over. Sunnison block error. Looks like replacing Chikaya Long is Tisdale, who looks like she'll maybe getting a lot more playing time. goes way open to McCarthy, who taps it over. Fiano hits the glass. I don't know what that call was, but looks like it's going to be Bulldog serve. It's going to be 8-4. McCarthy tried to save it, but will not fall. It should be 9-4. It looks like they gave it to the Lakers, but (9-4) Bulldogs. McCarthy sends it over off of Tisdale. Mendez had let it go. Looks like a Pontiac player probably touched it. It should be 10-4 right now. Mendez with the dig. Gets over to McCarthy, over to Tisdale, who hits the net. Be another point for the Bulldogs. It's going to be 11-4. Richards over to McCarthy, over to Tisdale. Fiano over to Mendez. Gets over to Richards. Bulldogs with the dig. Saying Mendez may have touched it, so it's going to be out of bounds call on Lakers. It's 12-4. The serve hits the net. It's going to be 12-5. Looks like McCarthy is back to serve. A lot of touches out of bounds for the Lakers. Aubrey Griffiths just came back in. He's going to go find Mendez, who go over to McCarthy, who sends it over cross court. Looks like that was going to be Mendez. Over to McCarthy. Over to Sonneson on the far side. Who overshots the line. It's going to be 15-5. It's going to be Rodriguez, who starts the attack for the Bulldogs. Pontiac unable to recover, so it's like that pair I talked about earlier is going to be Bouillier and DeRoche, who go. The latter goes back to serve. It's Rodriguez starts the attack. Going to go over. Fiano sends it over. And the attack's going to hit the net. And a big kill by Harley Madison. It's going to be, looks like it'll make it 16-7. Or so it says. Looks like they'll give it an attack error. Looks like it may have hit out of bounds. So they'll give it to Apponequet. Mendez over to McCarthy, over to Boulier, who sends it over. And a good block by Tisdale and Fiano. And that will give them the point. It's 16-8. Bulldogs having a very good season so far. It's 12-2. They're leading the South Coast Conference, but not too far behind is Case. Apponequet faced last week. Joseph Case down in Swansea is at 11-1, so definitely in a battle for the conference champion. He's gonna go Fiano over to Tisdale. Tisdale off of Fiano, who sends it over. And McCarthy will not dig it up. It's gonna be 17-9. It's like Lucy Lombard is going back to serve for the Bulldogs. So Boulier over to McCarthy, over to Fiano. Hartley Madison gets the kill. Fiano double touches it out of bounds. Bulldogs 7 points away from ending the set. And go way out of bounds past the coach. Tisdale will be subbed out by Horton. Mendez back to serve. Rodriguez back in the game. Hartley Madison sends it to the stands. Going to be an ace for Mendez. Mendez sends it over. He's going to get over to Hartley Madison. Horton with the kill. Puts in the perfect spot. And it'll be timeout Bulldogs. Apponequet starting to catch up on the Bulldogs here. Got a ways to go. It's 18-12. ORR, which currently on a 3-game winning streak. And all 3 they swept on October 1st. They swept Fairhaven. And then a couple days later, they swept Dartmouth. And then on Monday, they swept Dighton Rehoboth. So Apponequet faced the Bulldogs earlier in the year. The Bulldogs faced Apponequet early in the year in their first South Coast Conference match on September 8th. We're down in Mattapoisett. They swept the Lakers. Speaking of which, just landed a kill on the reception. Fiano back to serve. It's 2013. Going to be received by Fiano. Off the dig from DeRoche. Rodriguez receives the attack. Bulldogs send it over. McCarthy goes over to Horton, the centering pass. Horton with the block. Assisted by Boudier. 20-14. Fiano back to serve. Rodriguez on the dig. It's going to be received by DeRoche. Horton sends it over. Recovered by Boudier. Horton gets received. Rodriguez sets up. And another block. We're having a block party here in Lakeville. It's 2015. Once again, Horton and Boudier on the block. Fiano back to serve. Just 5 points separate the team. Dig by Rodriguez. DeRoche sends it to the stands. It's going to be 3 point for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Horton gets over to Boudier. Fiano tests it before it goes out of bounds, so it'll be a point for the Bulldogs. Carly Mello was subbed in. Back to serve. Fiano receives the serve. Goes back to Fiano. Does not reach the top of the net. Horton tried to set up on the back, but they'll call a point for the Bulldogs. Just 2 points away from ending the set. Taking the opening set. Kalamuthi just came in for Fiano. For the Lakers. Kalamuthi receives the serve. Gets over to Horton. Got it. Sunnison and Richards back in for the Lakers. It's 23-16. 10-25. They'll have to go on a 9-point streak for the Lakers. Richards back to serve. It's got to be received by Rodriguez. Kalamuthi receives, hits the roof, does not make it, and it's set point for the Bulldogs. Rodriguez back to serve. Horton gets blocked, able to cover. And dig by Mello. He does not make it above the net. It'll be a point for the Lakers. Lakers do not want to give up here. So Horton back to serve. They have to get to 26 in order to win. And we'll go over, and that will do it for set one to the service error by Horton. 25-17, ORR wins their 10th straight set. We'll be back with set two. All right, we're back. Second set here on LakeCAM. ORR has the first set, the 25-17. And here we go. Horton sends it over. Rodriguez goes cross court. It's gonna go. Horton does it again. Let's go to Fiano. Fiano taps it over. A dig by, I want to say DeRoche. Boudier goes over McCarthy. Over to Fiano. Rodriguez goes over. ORR takes the second point of the set. Maya Morrison back to serve for the Bulldogs. They're up 2-0. Mendez receives the serve. Gets over to McCarthy. And they'll give it to Horton. The ball just stood there on top of the net, but eventually falls into the Bulldog side of the court. Like it's gonna be Fiano back to serve. Morrison hits it to the far side. And the reception by Fiano ends up costing the Lakers. It hits the roof. And Fiano will be subbed out by Kalamuthi. It's like, should be, yep, it's going to be 3-1. Muthi receives the serve, gets over to Mendez, over to McCarthy. And the kill by Aaron Root. 4-1. Carly Mello back to serve for the Bulldogs. And it hits before Kalamuthi can touch it. An ace by Mello. Hit the net. Both Richards and Sanderson will be coming in for the Lakers. So they take the point. Richards back to serve. Rodriguez receives, gets over to Morrison. Morrison on the assist. The assist goes over to Molly Franco with the kill. Rodriguez back to serve. It's going to be 6-2. So Horton goes back to Horton from McCarthy. Hits out of bounds. It'll be an error on Horton. Murphy unable to receive it. Be a ace for Rodriguez. It's 8-2. Mendez receives, gets over to Sonderson with a two-hand touch. Horton sends it over. Kalamuthi gets over to McCarthy, back over to Sonderson on the near side. And hits right in front of Mendez. It's going to be 9-2. Rodriguez back to serve. Horton goes back to Horton off of McCarthy. And Lakers able to stop the run. It's a 9-3. Looks like Horton's going to be back to serve. Mendez gets subbed out for Tisdale. Morrison gets over to the near side and hits inside. That was Root with the kill on the play. Meanwhile, Mendez subs in for Horton. Aaron Root back to serve. It's 10-3. Kalamothi. Richards does not touch it. He lets it go. And it's going to be 11-3. So either an ace or an attack error. Kalamothi receives, gets over to Sonderson off of Mendez. Morrison sets up. Kalamothi gets over to Tisdale, back over to Sonderson, gets Rodriguez to touch it. It's going to be a point for the Lakers. The kill belonging to Sonderson. Kalamuthi subs out. It's going to be McCarthy back to serve. It's 11-4. Make it 11-5. So McCarthy gets an ace on the play. Morrison gets over the near side, over to Root. Root with the kill. So Aubrey Griffith and Sadie Hartley Madison both in for the Bulldogs. Franco back to serve. It's like Boulier and DeRoche in for the Lakers. DeRoche back to serve. It's 12-5. Morrison sends it over. A two-hand kill. It's like it's going to be Lucy Lombard and Hadley King coming in for the Bulldogs. Tisdale starts the attack for the Lakers. Morrison sends over to Hartley Madison. Mendez will go over to DeRoche, and they'll give it to the Bulldogs. Lucy Lombard back to serve. It just barely goes over. Perfect spot for the ace for Lombard. Lombard starts again, and it's 15-6. So Tisdale sends it over. It'll go out of bounds. It's going to be Laker point. And Horton comes back in for the Lakers. Mendez back to serve. It's 15-7. Morrison sends it over to the far side. Horton, Fiano on the block. Mendez back to serve. Rodriguez gets over to Morrison. Mendez on the reception. Horton hits it in. It's 15-8. Sorry, 15-9. Even better for the Lakers. Mendez starts again. And goes over the back line, so the point for the Bulldogs. Aaron Roop comes back in for Lucy Lombard. Maya Morrison back to serve. It's 16-9. Mendez receives. Horton gets blocked, able to recover. Fiano on the far side gets the block error as it hits out of bounds. It's 16-10. Fiano back to serve. Rodriguez starts the attack on the reception. Horton hits it out on the other side. It'll be 17-10. Hartley Madison gets subbed out by Carly Mello, who gets back to serve. It's 17-10. Dig by Kalamuthi. They will not reach the net. It's 18-10. 7 more points for the Bulldogs to make it 2-0. Mello sends it over. Mendez on the reception. Sending it over is Horton. Rodriguez gets over to Kalamuthi. Horton gets stepped up by McCarthy. McCarthy does it again. Horton's attack hits the net. It's 19-10. And we get timeout, Lakers. Lakers looking to avoid going 2-0. Sorry, losing 2-0 to the Bulldogs. So they were already swept. Sorry, they were not swept. They did only lose in 4 sets. And I was actually down there for LakeCAM. Should be on Facebook and YouTube by now. Check that out on our channels on Facebook and YouTube. Lakers were down 2-0, but they pulled it through on the third set to extend it to 4. Down to Mattapoisett on the 8th. It's like a possible same fate as before, but you never know. Never know till it's truly over in this sport. Lakers looking to snap their 4-game losing streak. Last win was a 5-set match on September 26th. It's a non-conference match down in Durfee in Fall River. Boulier starts the attack. Horton sends it over the back line. It's 21-10. The last conference win. I was on the call. Matt Shinny was on the cam. Was right here at Apponequet on September 24th. It was a 5-set match against the DR Falcons. They have not swept an opponent so far. They're only 3 out of their 4 wins have been 5 sets. Their only win in 4 sets was on September 11th at Middleborough High. As Mendez off of Horton, who received. Rodriguez over to Morrison. Hits inside. Just 2 more points to make it 2-0. Carly Mello all on a roll right now for the Bulldogs. Kalamuthi starts a reception. Horton sends it over. Rodriguez. Over to Root. Hey, just a punch by Horton. Richards and Sunison back in for the Lakers. It's 23-11. Richards back to serve. Rodriguez over to Morrison, over to the far side. Horton. And a kill by the Bulldogs. And it's set point. It's like Papa Newell is in for the Bulldogs. He just got subbed in. Rodriguez looking to deliver the final point of the second set. Here we go. Horton receives, goes back to Horton. Horton's with the kill. Or maybe a block. Horton back to serve. As per usual, Mendez subs out. Morrison gets over to the far side. Franco starts the attack, goes over to Morrison. Root sends it over on the near side. Richards over to McCarthy. Morrison goes back over. Shot hits the side of the net. What's Franco. It's 24-13. Horton. Rodriguez over to Morrison. Root. Kalamuthi hits the roof, lands in the stands. So that will do it for set 2. All Rochester up 2-0 to Apponequet. Will they sweep the Lakers or will the Lakers extend it? We'll find out here on LakeCAM. All right, we're here with set 3. Mendez starts off with an ace. What a way to start off the set. Especially right after falling 2-0. Will she deliver on this one? And we'll hit the net. We're tied at 1. That's actually the first lead for the Lakers all game. Mendez unable to dig it up. An ace. We already have an ace on both sides and an error on Mendez to start off the set. We're 2-1. Fiano gets over to McCarthy, over to Horton. Rodriguez starts the attack. Hartley Morrison on the kill for the Bulldogs. I think that's Morrison back to serve for ORR. Mendez. McCarthy got it over to Boudier. Rodriguez gets over to Morrison. Boudier gets over to McCarthy, who sends it over. Morrison gets blocked by Boudier and Horton. It's 3-2. Looks like they're going to send Fiano back to serve. Fiano sends it over. Hartley Morrison does it for Bulldogs. Horton off of McCarthy. Bulldogs get the kill. They get the score. It's Kyle Muthi coming back in for Fiano. Looks like Mello gets sub back in for Hartley Madison. It's 4-2. Mello back to serve. And Boudier tried to start an attack. Mendez tried to dig it up, but there would be no dice. And Bulldogs get a free point. Probably go down as attack error. Horton. That one's definitely attack error. So it goes out of bounds for Horton. It's 6-2. The 6-1 run right now for the Bulldogs, make it a 7-1 run. Mello back to serve. Just barely goes over. So Franco just slams it down for Horton. Oh, we go down as a kill. Now Sonnenson and Richards come back in. Morrison sends it to the far side. It goes out of bounds. It will be a free point for the Lakers. Again, no Jakaya Long tonight. So they've been using Tisdale more on the front line. Morrison saves it from going to the stands and sends it over for the kill. It's 8-4. Rodriguez back to serve. It's like Horton tried to send it to either Sonnenson or McCarthy. There's a little bit of miscommunication there. Rodriguez back to serve for the Bulldogs. Horton sends it over off of McCarthy. Mello. Sorry, that's not Mello. Franco with the kill. It's 10-4. Mendez starts the reception. It's like it hit the floor before. It's like Mello was trying to dig it up. Horton back to serve. Tisdale back in for Mendez. Kalamuthi gets over to McCarthy. Tried to get over Tisdale, who hits the net. Aaron Root back to serve after the point for the Bulldogs. It's 11-5. Kalamuthi hits out of bounds on the other side. It'll be 12-5. Richards tapped it over. Root with the serve. McCarthy over to Mendez. Rodriguez got over to Root. Franco. Looks like a Laker did not touch it. So there'll be a point for the Bulldogs. McCarthy back to serve. Franco with the dig. Goes over to Morrison. Looks like that was Root who hit it out of bounds. It'll be 13-7. McCarthy back to serve. Morrison gets over to Franco. Sunnison goes back to Sunnison from McCarthy. And that'll go over the back line. This will be 14-7. Franco back to serve. Sunnison and Richards will head to the bench. Boudier and DeRoche will come back in to the game. DeRoche gets over Morrison, over to Hartley Morrison. Sorry, Hartley Madison. It's Kiera Keegan in the game for the Bulldogs. First action in her serve hits the net. She'll quickly get subbed out in favor of Hannah Thorell. No, Hannah Thorell also subbed out too, it looks like. Mendez back to serve. It's 15-9. Morrison gets over to Hartley Madison. Hartley Madison with the kill. It's 16-9. Just 9 points away from ending the game. Root will come back in for Lombard. Morrison back to serve. Horton set up by McCarthy will hit the out of bounds line. It'll be 17-9. Mendez. Rodriguez gets over to Root, who sends it over. Franco over to Horton. Morrison back over Hartland Madison. Fiano gets over to Horton. Fiano back to serve for the Lakers. It's 17-10. Rodriguez. Root trips over herself trying to send it over, and that will result in a point for the Lakers. Yeah, they're gonna need a towel after she slipped to it's probably sweat if I were to guess. 17-11. Bulldogs just 8 points away from ending the game. Into making the Lakers extend their losing streak to 5. Bulldogs will hit it out. Fiano back to serve. It's 17-12. Franco starts the attack. Root with the kill. It's 18-12. Mello subs in for the Bulldogs. Fiano subs out for Kalamuthi. Mello with the serve. Horton sends it over. That will send, and Mello will be charged with the attack error. 18-13. And of course, Richards and Sunnison will come back in. Richards serve hits the net. Rodriguez back to serve. Kalamuthi gets over to Richards, over to Mendez who sends it over. And Franco with the kill, just 5 more points to end the match. Lakers will head to Bristol Plymouth for a non-conference match on Friday. With the first of back-to-back. It's a 12:30 for another point for the Bulldogs. 12:30 on Columbus Day on Monday. They'll be facing the Middleborough Sakums right here on Monday. Horton tried to start an attack. Richards and Kalamuthi unable to track it down. It's 22-13. Rodriguez looking to deliver the final points of the game right here. Horton gets over to McCarthy, back to Horton. Receiving the attack is Morrison, gets over to Franco on the near side. A cross-court kill. Misses Richards. It's 23-13. Horton, once again, unable to track it down for Kalamuthi, and it's match point for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs looking to complete the sweep here. Kalamuthi starts the attack. Gets over to McCarthy, over to Sunnison on the far side. A save by Franco, and that will do it. 25-13, and the Bulldogs will complete the sweep here in Lakeville. So once again, they'll be traveling to Bristol Plymouth over in Taunton on Friday. This is their last conference home match. Their last two scheduled conference games will be both on the road, as next Wednesday they'll be down Fairhaven, and then Monday the 20th they'll be down at Dighton Rehoboth. They move to 4-11. The last home game will be this Monday on Columbus Day against Middleborough. That will do it here for LakeCAM. My name is Zachary McMahon. It was my pleasure to bring this to you. It's the cameraman and the commentator. Thank you and good night.